live? Now we're live. Wait, are we live?
We are live.
We're live. Boom. No, boom! Here we go, folks. Yes, it is the travel edition of the Blue Monkey Quarantina. Thank you. Now, I'm acting like I'm talking to some people out there because they're watching it, but little do you know that everybody that typically watches the show is sitting inside this room. So, if you're out there, God bless you. Thanks for coming. It is season 3, episode 36. And we have been here playing a little soccer, competing. Yeah, and we didn't make it. But we did well. We did well. And I've got your cocktail tonight. It's the competition of cocktails. They don't even know it. But I got 2 cocktails that we're going to compete against each other. It's a long story. Yeah, you know there's history. But come on in. The travel edition, Blue Monkey Quarantina. The only business is monkey business. By the way, we are doing the Quarantine Brown Derby cocktail. Yes, you heard it right. You heard it live. The Brown Derby.
Ooh, the
Brown Derby. Cheers to everybody right here.
Hey! Cheers.
Look at that swag, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Folks, I pay people off all the time. I mean, it's sad, but that's how I have friends, and I'm proud to admit it. It's all good. If it takes a t-shirt to make a friend, that's why I have 1,000 t-shirts. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, here we are. So, this is the Quarantine Cocktail Show, Travel Edition. And for some of you that are new, here's how it works. I drink all day. You've already been part of that. Then I try to remember history and tell you something that is true, but I got to remember it all. Tonight is a special treat, though. I normally make how many cocktails when I do a show?
2.
2. 1 for me, 1 for you. The same cocktail. But tonight, we have some competing cocktails. So here's the thing you gotta know about cocktails. There's always a twist in history. Like, there's always, like, people say, no, here's where it came from. No, I invented it. This one is the ultimate competition. 1933, we're going to Hollywood, all right? Famous for the Brown Derby. So this is this building, it's a club, restaurant, and it looks like a Brown Derby. And down the street, history tells us that there is the Vendome Cafe. And the Vendome Cafe apparently creates a cocktail. They call it the Brown Derby. And this already doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would another bar make a cocktail named after a place down the street? But they did. So history tells us. And so this is 1933. And the nobody knows about it until enter George Buzza. So George Buzza is this guy who lives on the East Coast. He actually owned and created the largest green card company back in the 30s. Retires, goes out west, LA, because we love LA. And he decides that he is bored and he wants to create a little advertisement, kind of a gimmick. And he writes what's called the Hollywood Favorite Cocktails. Basically, he picks like 50 bars, clubs, and discovers what they're known for, and then puts them in a book, pictures, all that. And that is when the Brown Derby kind of becomes famous. This is a great story. Here's the problem. Jeff, I'm going to need your help here. I'd like you, folks, have you seen this book yet tonight? Have I? This is not a magic trick, but have I shown this to you? Have you not seen this book? You've not seen this book. Take that book, sir. Now, I told you about the Brown Derby. Here's what's funny about the Brown Derby. George Buzza and the Brown Derby and Vendome Cafe would say that they created it, 1933. The book I've handed you is a copy of the Savoy Cocktail Book, written by Harry Craddock in 1930. I've marked a page. The bees. Will you read me the Brown Derby? Oh, gosh.
Hold on.
Oh, God. Folks, we're going to take a pause. If you don't realize we do these live, we actually really do these live.
The Brown Derby, the bees. Now
Go to the C's. Go through the C's. Yeah. So I marked the pages to make this easy.
Did you grab the wrong person?
Now, to be fair, is there a brown derby in there?
There is not.
There is not.
Oh, see, I was set up.
You were set up.
There we
Now, hold on to that book, because I'm going to share really quick what the recipe calls for. The recipe is going to call for whiskey, grapefruit juice, and honey syrup that I have made especially for you all. Sir, will you please go to the other marked page and go to the D's.
D's.
Are you ready?
I'm there.
Is there a recipe for a Derriere cocktail? Do you see the Derriere?
Derriere.
Will you read the ingredients?
Half whiskey, half ounce or a quarter ounce grapefruit juice, quarter ounce honey,
Boom.
cracked ice.
So, here's the thing. Thanks, sir, for participation. You've done a wonderful job.
You can take a bow. You can take a bow.
Take a bow. So, what's fun about this is what history tells us is that what is believed is George Buzza didn't create this cocktail. He found it in a book that was printed earlier in England, recycled it, put it here. The only difference he made is that in the original recipe it called for whiskey. When he wrote it, he said it had to be bourbon. So I brought our bourbon. Now, this is all great. We have a good history story. We know where the Brown Derby cocktail came from, but we don't. Because you got to go to the East Coast. Because here's the problem. The Brown Derby never served the Brown Derby cocktail. And everybody thinks this is a Hollywood story that lives out there. The Brown Derby cocktail actually was out on the East Coast of the country in New York. And in 1930, in Esquire magazine, they actually published the Brown Derby. Here's the problem. It didn't have whiskey at all. It had dark rum. And while this had grapefruit, this had limes. And while this had honey syrup, this had maple syrup. So tonight, we're going to make both Brown Derbies.
All right.
You will decide which is the best Brown Derby.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yay.
are you ready to drink? Because that's kind of the part of the show,
Let's
you
do
know,
it.
we get to. So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've lost track. I don't know. I have a lot of people. So, we're going to see if we can do this. We're going to... I've lost track. We're going to do one over here, one over here. We'll make a bunch. You guys can taste it. One for me and one for Shelby. We'll start there. I promise everybody will get one. Shelby, are you counting? Do we have enough cups? Doesn't matter. It was deemed the traditional, the original recipe. So it's pretty simple. Both of these are great because they're literally 3 ingredient drinks, which are my favorite because I drink a lot. And I can't remember more than 3 ingredients at a time, so it's a whole thing. But all it is 2 ounces of bourbon. So I do have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. It's 11. 22 ounces of bourbon. By the way, it's my favorite sound in the world.
How many ounces? Should we just be making that in the
Well,
pouring the whole
you know what?
bottle?
How about I make 2 right now?
Okay.
And then I'll make. No, screw that. I can't fit 22.
No, you
What
cannot.
do you think I'm making?
I know. That's my point. Keep
you know
going.
what? Hold on. I'm going to make 6, and I'll pour them small.
Right.
Problem solving live, people. So that was 2,
That was only one.
3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are all 2 ounce pours. Then you're coming in with 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. Folks, this is a grapefruit. What I did to bear some time is already squeezed like 3 grapefruits. So I'm saving time. What did I go with 6?
Mm-hmm.
6, thanks. So I need 6 ounces. 1, over 2, 3. If you're wondering why I went, oh, it's like, is this going to fit? 4, 5, 6. And then we're coming in with homemade honey syrup. Made it before I came here. This is local honey, back home in Cincinnati, and water. That's all it is. Boil it together. It's great. Always make your own. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now pause because I don't have enough room to shake all of that because it's excessive. It's excessive, people, and that's what we do. Don't worry about that. All right, coming in. Okay. Whoa. So sometimes I admit I get a little excited. I get nervous in front of the camera, and I forget things. Tonight, I almost forgot this. Our sponsor of our show that has never admitted it, Emergency. So, from the very beginning of the quarantine cocktail, we have added a little emergency to every cocktail. It's why we're still healthy, alive, and well. Emergency, they don't like to claim it, but we'll do it for you. Save and last, emergency. So, we got to add a little bit of that to it, and it's a wonderful mix. And then we have to pause. I have a method here, people. That one's good.
Wait, does that qualify as a blender drink now?
No, we are not blending any drinks.
All right.
We got to give this a shake.
You know it's going to be asked.
I know. Now we can pour it all back together because we have to keep it. Then we can come in and, I know, good Lord.
This is not the traditional.
Probably a better way to do this. Stay. Actually, we're going to have enough. Plenty, actually, is probably the better term. So, in front of us right here, folks. Longest show ever, by the way, is the record I was going for tonight.
Actually, you're keeping it kind of tight.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm impressed.
All right, good. Sadly, though, that's our grapefruit, right? I gotta garnish it, and I hate this, but I have to.
You're going to do garnishes on all of them?
Huh?
You truly are not an animal.
I'm not an animal, but no drink goes ungarnished, people. So we're gonna put a little piece of grapefruit in every one because you're all special. You're all my little snowflakes, and I love you all.
Even me.
Huh?
Even me.
Especially you.
Especially you.
You're more of a large snowflake.
Like
I have to use
ton or snowflake. Now, before we can drink that one, we have to do one thing. We've got to make the other one. So, ignore that. Hold, please.
Well, you can't pour that out.
Trust me, I know. We still have a little left over. That we're coming in. It's all good. Now we have to make the East Coast. The East Coast, which I believe, I don't want to influence anybody, but I think this one could be the winner. So coming in, same recipe, same ratio, 2 ounce. Don't cover up the gurgle. So 2, 1 for you.
Is this one rum?
3. This is rum. Do we have rum fans?
Yeah.
Nice. So 6.
Oh yeah.
That's back here.
Well, there's no way this is going to fit. Let's just go where we need to go, right? It's there. We know it's going to happen. Now this is a maple syrup. Paul, is it just straight maple syrup? No, it's a simple syrup made with maple. The problem is you can put straight honey in a cocktail and you can put straight maple syrup, but it's really hard to mix. So you dilute it with water. It's a lot easier. We did that once. I learned this the hard way.
It was gloopy.
I broke 1 glass
Yeah.
in a show, cut my hand open, and it was because I used
Straight up honey.
So this is a maple syrup, simple syrup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then coming in with lime juice. Now these ones I have to do. I gotta squeeze. No, I'm lying. I did that one too. That was good Lord. You gotta do.
You scared me there.
3, 4, 5, and
6.
there. Oh, thank you. Finally, and then shake.
Shake, shake, shake.
emergency. Double header tonight. Emergency. You're getting credit for 2 cocktails tonight. Saving lives. All the way from 1930. A little sprinkle in there. And we're going to call this shaking. It's not. I know. We're a little lazy. It's all good. I know. Don't judge me. Don't judge.
You're not being the proper method. Thank you.
Now, I'm absolutely going to use our, and then we're coming in with our East Coast. Oh boy. It doesn't show up on film, that's the beauty. My drink is actually on the counter. Sticky. Glasses. Oh. Did you see that? That was close. That was close. Not gonna lie. All right. Then we gotta garnish it. I apologize, but we are not gonna garnish.
You're not a barbarian.
We're not an animal. So everybody gets a little lime, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Plus we have to. Oh, that's mine. Don't worry. I'll keep that one. You have a knife. Now, we're going to hand these out eventually. All right, everybody, you all get one. Hold on, we can do this. Careful, somebody spilled on the bottom of all these. So everybody grab one. I think I have enough. If not, so one more. One more.
East Coast style.
East Coast. Now, take them both so we can taste test these. Now this one we could be short on.
Double
Might
fisting.
have to share. Coming over this way. Get two. All right, got one more. Somebody might have to share. You share? All right. Shell, ready? Here we go. Here's one. All right, so let's go grapefruit. So find a grapefruit one first. You ready?
Which one's that?
Grapefruit, that's the pinkish white looking fruit that's floating in it versus the green line.
I don't know color. I didn't study. Somebody told me there's a test.
As long as there's not a big soccer ball coming at you. So,
We do a test.
yeah, cheers.
HHC.
HHC to a great tournament. Cheers. So, here we go. Oh, so that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice little bourbon, that grapefruit cuts it, sweetness. So that's the supposedly original. Switch it over, go to lime. Now we're going dark rum, still sweetness, all that. Oh, yeah.
Sold. I like that one,
Yeah. All right, so show of hands. Grapefruit, show of hands, bourbon. There's our bourbon. Who says rum? Oh, New York in the house.
Double voter.
East Coast.
Folks, there it is. Here's what I can tell you. Any
We have a few
night.
mail-ins, by the way.
What's that?
We have a few mail-ins, by
Yeah,
the way.
those about to be.
I'll be counting. Yeah. Here's right now. Right here. If you're sitting at home and you have an opportunity to be with friends after a great weekend with 2 cocktails in your hand, folks, that's a good night. And on that, I say cheers to everybody out there. Cheers to everybody from HEC, because we didn't win a tournament, but we went 2-2. It's
Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers. Folks, thanks for coming tonight.
Sanja.
Go make a brown derby. Decide for yourself. What do you like, rum or bourbon? I like them both. Out. Cheers.